Morning guys, so we are back in the Howdens kitchen. The plaster is still quite wet, the ceiling's pretty dry, but obviously the walls, they were done Friday, they're starting to dry out but they've still got a ways to go. But that isn't going to stop us today, because today we want to get all the plumbing in place for the hot and cold, which is involving adjusting all this. I want to send it from where it is to the wall, come down the wall nice and neat, across there, and then obviously a T for our stop tap. So we're going to replace the stop tap because that's, as you can see, it's still wet down there, so that's got a leak. So we're going to whip that stop tap off, obviously turning the mains off, 2 new pipes across there and out the wall. But yeah, so we're going to go from plastic, because I'm not a fan of plastic. We're going to elbow it straight to the wall and straight down, and that'll be, we can then box that all in if need be afterwards, because there'll be a wall unit there and a few other bits and pieces. But yeah, we're looking good. Right, yeah, so we're looking good. Sparky's got all his cables in. Obviously these ones that are quite low, I'm not sure what these are for. I might have to ring him. I've got his number just to find out what all the cables are for, because I know we've got under cabinet lighting. I'm gonna shoot, that's under cabinet lighting, but I'm not sure what this one's for because there's no extractor. So I don't know whether he's allowed for an extractor to go in a unit, but we've got under cabinet lights. He hasn't put any under cabinet lights on this side for some reason, but that's neither here nor there. See, work wise, we've only got booked up till the end of this month, unfortunately. It's been like this for a couple of years now. Come end of November, December, January, work just dries up, unfortunately. Now I'm lucky, I've been able to save a little bit of money and I can afford to have some time off. I've not had a holiday this year, so I will take some time off over between the end of this month and hopefully when work picks up. We've got a few bathrooms in the works coming up, but this is the joys of being self-employed, unfortunately. Today I'm on my own. Ricky's not well, so he's been ill for a few days, and today I think it's just taking its toll, so he's not in today either, so I'm on my own. So we'll get done what we can. Now, regarding the tool giveaway, we've actually spoken to Phil and we're in the process of arranging a trip to Northern Ireland. DC Joinery on tour, if you like. So yeah, stay tuned for more info on that. We're just looking at some bookings, flights, hotels, Airbnbs or something like that to stay over for the night. So we'll make it as one big video, so stay tuned for that and hopefully that'll go ahead. But anyway, I'm going to crack on, get this water pipe sorted out, and we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so we're getting there with the pipe work. I've already addressed the hot, so the hot now comes down through the clips and then out there. We've got the cold run. Unfortunately, I don't quite have enough copper. I'm nearly out of solder. Not really thought about this one really well today, to be honest with you. I thought I'd got everything I needed last Friday, but I didn't check the van for stock, so I need some solder stop ends, some solder. I need another length of pipe because I've not quite got enough. I thought I had another length in the van, and I don't, unfortunately. And I need some push fit elbows in grey so that it's the right type for the pipe that's here. I'm only going to be putting on one elbow because I'm going to be soldering the rest. I'm only using the push fit because the push fit's already in the ceiling. So it'll be one push fit elbow, then it'll be all going into copper again. It is what it is, unfortunately. I don't like using push fit, I never have, but we shall persevere. I shall go and get the bits I need and then I'll be back. I'll see you shortly. Right, so I'm back from the suppliers. I've drilled a hole through the wall now for the outside tap. So what we're going to do, where this hole is here, basically I'm going to run this pipe through from the outside with the tap already mounted on it, so that the tap's in it. And then what we're going to do is all behind the cabinet, a non-return valve and an isolator valve, and we'll just cut a hole in the back of the cabinet to get to the isolator valve. That way this is not intruding inside the cabinet, and we've only got the hot and the cold and the dishwasher to worry about. So first things first, put this bit together. So what I'm going to be using is some rapid Loctite and my tap. So first job is smother a load of this on here. We'll wipe off the excess, obviously. Always put this on first, because otherwise if you try and do it the other way around and you just put this in and screw it to the wall, you'll have a nightmare getting the tap to line up. So I can wipe off the excess now, give that 10 minutes to go off, and then we can fit it outside. But as easy as that, the Loctite stuff's really good. Okay, so outside tap is now mounted, bit of silicone around it, make sure there's nothing getting around the pipe or in the hole. And then we go back indoors, shutting all the doors up obviously. Now, we can now connect onto our pipe work. So we can now come an elbow off of that into our non-return valve, into our isolator, connecting to a T on that. So let's get that bit connected up. Alright, okay, so now we're going to solder these bits up. You don't need a massive flame, guys, when you're doing this sort of work. A bit of flux on there. That one done. Now we've got to do this one. Using my tape measure to help support the T so it doesn't drop while we're soldering. Okay, so that is the outside tap all soldered up. All we've got to do is do up our bolts, put our stop cap on, which we're going to just give a little spin on, this one. Make sure we clean the pipe up. A little bit of flux. Just 2 stop taps, so move that a bit further back so that it holds the pipe there. I like to do it this way now because it means I can put smaller holes in the back of the cabinet. There we go. That's got the stop caps on there, stop that from leaking. You can put push fit on, but this is how I do it now. Right, now that's done, we can now tighten these bolts up, do our final connection, change our main stop tap, which is the next job, and cool down, give them a clean up. And the next job is to replace the stop tap and link into there, and then do our final connection up there on that plastic, and then we're all good to go. We'll have it all back up and running. Alright, mains is off and we've taken the stop tap off. Now this one never had an insert. I don't know if they're supposed to have one, I would imagine they do, but what I have got is an old washing machine connection, and it is actually the perfect size to push inside that pipe. So if I cut it so that I've got the ridge still on, it will make the perfect insert, hopefully. Okay, so that's now acting as an insert. And we're going to put our new stop tap on. Okay, I had to take the insert out because I couldn't get the pipe this down far enough to get a good contact with the olive. So I've put plenty of SPI, which is this stuff, which is thread lock and sealer. So we're going to put our stop tap on, tighten it up, and then we do our final connection. Alright, okay, so pipe work finished. Now we can start digging out some base units, and start getting them roughly in position, and then we can work out exactly where the unit goes that goes over the pipe work. So it's all looking much nicer now. I don't like using push fit, but I didn't have a choice on that one. So it all comes down there, new stop tap, as you can see, nice and new, and all the way through into the unit. And now we need to just figure out how the dishwasher is going to work. I need to look on the plans where it is, because I'm probably just going to buy some extension hoses and just have it all in under the sink as normal, so it's easy to get to. Anyway, stay tuned, we're going to start digging through the wall unit, base units. We'll see in a bit. So, base units. So, Howdens, unlike Wrens, don't have the units numbered. So this is a typical Howdens plan. I've got it in the orientation of the kitchen, so door equals door, so on and so forth. So you've got a 900 high line, 1000 high line. High line just means it's a door, standard height. You've then got a dishwasher, 800 high line. 800 high line, that is a larder, extra tall larder. And then you got a 300, 600 3 drawer, and then another 600 high line. And then you've got your wall units, which are here, 600 extra tall wall, blah 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 blah. So these aren't numbered like Howdens, like Wren do, but Wren also pre-hang their doors, Howdens don't. So the Howdens units just come as a carcass like this. Now these feet, you'll only ever find this style of foot on a Howdens kitchen, because that's who designed them. And these are screwless. All you do, tap those little lugs and it locks them in, like so. And also on their feet, there should be somewhere right there, if you can see it, where my thumb is, there's a little dot, and that little dot is your height. So you wind them into the dot, and that is your plinth height. Obviously, if you're going to be putting flooring down, you'll need to allow for flooring, but normally you would set that dot, which is right there, flush with that, but I need to unwind to about there, because I've got to allow for click clock herringbone style flooring to sail under. So now I've got that set, I can wind all the rest of the feet in. This one goes is the first one under the window. Then you've got 1000, which has got the sink pipes and all that in. Then you've got a corner post, dishwasher, so on and so forth. So let's get stuck in. Right guys, so we're having fun. Being on your own when you've got such a small area to work in and having to lug everything around on your Jack Jones is hard bloody work. Now I remember why I've got a labourer, or an employee if you like. Ricky hates being called a labourer. But anyway, so we've managed to get most of the base units. I've just got that one base unit there, which is a heavy one because it's got the drawers in. And obviously we've still got to get that bleeding great big larder unit in the kitchen, and it will not come through this doorway. Doesn't matter how I do it, this does not open up enough. So that will have to go out that door, all the way around, and come in through the front door, and then in through this door. So we're just in the middle of setting out the units. So we've got our 1000 in, got our 900 in, got two 800s in the oven housing, and we've got the 600 which goes on this wall. Not too concerned about that one at this time. For the moment I want to get that one levelled, get the pipes through the back. Now the waste, guys, you can see it under there, I've actually capped it, so you can see it there. That is actually the old copper. It's an old copper 40mm waste, or inch and a half waste. So what I've done is I've got an elbow on that, and I've got a cap on it. So that pipe is capped, purely because of the smell mainly. But my plan is, because these houses have a combined foul and rainwater drain system, which I know for a fact they do, because of the way the house is located, what we're going to do, we're going to core out a whole new hole, come out that wall, and straight into that drain. So that way then I don't have to worry about linking onto an old copper waste, which is probably going to be fine. But if it ever got blocked, it's either going to come straight up on a compression coupler, which I don't like doing, especially when they're not accessible or hard to get to. So by capping it and running a whole new waste out and straight into the drain, Just does away with any complications, and it's a bit neater. And everything's nice and tucked in. You haven't got pipes coming through the centre of the bloody cabinet. It comes in through the back, straight into the waste for the sink. Job done. Same as I did on that Wren kitchen. But anyway, I've got to run out of the van and get the hole cutters. Cut the hole in the back of that unit for my 2 water pipes. Then I can level the unit. It's already at the right height-ish. I just need to level it, but it's level enough to get my pipes through. I'm going to come through a little bit bigger than I need, because then they've got a little bit of movement in it, and then we're good to go. Get that one levelled, and get that one levelled, get a hole cut in the back of that one down there somewhere for the stop tap. I can get them levelled, get them joined together. Then I can work on the corner post and the decor panel, leave a space for the standalone dishwasher, and then we can start laying out the rest of the units along that wall. So I'm not doing bad considering I'm on my own, so I'm quite happy. Let's get stuck back in. So when cutting your holes for your pipes, like I say, I've had the unit in place, I've marked around them, and I've marked roughly where the stop tap is. But what I always do, I drill through from this side, but I actually do the hole cutting from the inside. That way then you get a nice clean cut on your holes, just like that one. So clean cut, very little burr and damage, and that now gives me nice access through the back of the unit for me stop tap. That's over on the wall. Right, so we're pretty much in on that wall. I've got a little bit of adjustment. I'm just working out how the corner post is going to go, because we need to make sure that it all runs flat and parallel through here as well. These are pretty much levelled, but they're not joined together yet. We're just double checking that I've got this in place before we go too far ahead, because if that's out, then I've got no adjustment. I'm using some bits of flooring just to lift the panels off the floor so that I can do my scribes and get them at the right height, and then hopefully we can pull those out and then potentially slide the new ones under. That's my thinking anyway, or at least unscrew them, throw the flooring, and then just put them back in without the worry of having to try and cut them if the worktops are on. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But anyway, one thing we don't seem to have is, normally they supply like a white blank panel to go in there, just a 3, 4, 6 mil little, not even that, like a 4 mil blank hardboard panel. Don't seem to have that, so I think I'm going to pick one up from my suppliers tonight so that I can blank that off. I don't like leaving them open. Stop tap is through in a nice position. Obviously the shelf's there, so there is a bit more room there as well. And as you know, all our pipes are through. Outside taps, isolate's perfect. All looking good really. So we're not looking bad. It's all dry fitted at the minute. So gonna have a little bit more of a play around. Got to set up your plunge saw, hoover, start cutting these decor panels to fit. I've already scribed the one on the right of the dishwasher. It's a standalone appliance, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, things are taking shape. We are getting, considering I'm on my own, I don't think I'm doing too badly. Like I say, I can't get the larder unit in here. Definitely will need Ricky for that, because I've got to take it all the way around to the front of the house to bring that in. And the long length for worktop's going to be an interesting one. That may have to come in through the window, if that's even possible. Depends on how wide that window opens. Because as you can see, it's one that opens outwards from the bottom. So depending on how far that goes out, which hopefully will be enough, we better bring the worktop in, lay it flat, slide it all the way down, drop it on and do our scribe for the mitre. But that's probably going to be a Wednesday job potentially, and then Thursday wall units, yeah, got the floor to lay. That's going to be the hardest job. May have to work Saturday to get the floor down, but we'll see. I don't really want to rearrange my diary for next week, but it'll be what it'll be. See you in a bit. We go, perfect. I've got access to my stop tap from the outside tap, and I've got my hot and cold through. So all I've got to do now, double check my measurements off the wall, then I can butt that one to it, cut my holes in for the access for the stop tap, and then we can join them together. Happy days. Right, so gone as far as I am going to go today. I need to pick up the blank panel for this corner. So it's not a lot since the last video, but I am on my own and I'm in and out getting tools and everything, so everything's taking that a little bit longer. So these are now all joined together. They're not fixed to the wall yet because there may be a little bit of heave ho that I need to do. I've cut and scribed that decal panel in. Now these are Howdens, so you don't scribe the backs of these, they are the right width, even though I'd rather scribe them to get a better fit. This one, because we need to get the hoses round, once I put the blank on there, I will cut the back off and I will use the back as a return to get this all square so I can fix it there and fix it on here. And then obviously I've got the corner post, which is just sitting there at the minute. Corner post will sit there, and then that'll be your blank for the corner, and then we'll scribe that in tomorrow as well. I've got it sitting on pieces of flooring, so we can slide that out, so hopefully I can just slide our flooring in when we come to do it, or just whip these panels off and obviously then lay it and then put them back in without the worry about having to scribe them back in once the worktop's on. So yeah, nice and easy that. It's done, it just speeds things up a little bit. So tomorrow's plan is finish the corner post, get a couple of bridging bits in to support the corner of the worktop and support the mitre or the joint on the worktop. Get a filler in now, get a filler in down that end, which would be a very small return to the floor. Get that larder unit in and the other 600 in, get them spaced in, get them fitted and level to the wall. I'll probably do the similar thing with the decal panels, put some flooring underneath so that it all sits. Obviously I will cut the bottom out of the one where it meets the two cabinets, and obviously this one we'll put a bit of flooring in just to give it that height. And then maybe make a start getting the worktops cut. So we get that one in, potentially get this one cut and ready to go. There's no wall units on this wall, thankfully. We've just got a load of wall units, a bank of wall units along that wall, and one single wall unit there with a filler, which will hide them pipes nicely. So, considering I've been on my own today, I don't think I've made bad progress. Ricky is back in tomorrow. He has messaged me to say he's feeling better, so that's good. So come back tomorrow, guys, and check us out, see how we get on. Don't forget, like, share and follow, subscribe to that YouTube channel, and we will be back. See you soon. Bye bye.